is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. Hopefully we're doing all good. Sometimes one of the most difficult things is understanding when exactly I am streaming. Because sometimes when I press the button, it starts instantly. Sometimes it takes 10 seconds. So if you get a little butchered intro at the start, I'm so sorry about that, guys. But a lot of important stuff to talk about right now. So sit tight and enjoy the show as the best I can say. I'm just quickly checking out all the settings here. Shows it's fine. Shows a little bit of buffering actually here. Not sure what that could be about or why that would be the case. Let's see what else I can fix. Oh, never mind, it's still buffering actually. Sometimes I really wonder why this stuff keeps doing that to me. Why it keeps buffering this much. Like what the purpose of that is. Because the internet is good, computer is doing fine. Like, where is it coming from? No clue, no clue, no clue. All right, so what's up, guys? Welcome back to another crypto little update here. Quite a lot going on. And I'm not sure exactly how we're going to divide this because we partially have some really important XRP lawsuit news. And then on the other hand, I just want to talk about the price because we've been playing ping pong and it's really becoming apparent. So quickly, guys, let me know in the chat box. Would you see the price stuff first or the lawsuit stuff first? Just quickly checking in the chat box what you guys would like to talk about first. So please put it in the chat box, whatever you'd like to talk about. Chris says, I see a possible triple bottom on the 4-hour chart. Can you see if this is happening? We're going to take a look at XRP in just a second. Lawsuit. Okay, everybody says lawsuit except for Chris's price. But then it's going to be lawsuit, guys. Okay, so first of all, John Deaton shared this over on his Twitter. Whistleblower alert, Sunday Saucy deserves a fed bag. I think Bill Hinman could have used some legal advice before signing the sworn declaration filed by the SEC. If his speech reflected only his personal opinion and was not guidance by the SEC, he is in violation of Title V. And so, well, we have a couple interesting things to say about that. So it's actually here, Sunday Saucy, who shared the entire thread here of Ellison Heron Lee, who first shared, this is a commissioner at the SEC, by the way. The commission considered an ambitious agenda at its last open meeting of the year. And with great results, big shout out to the SEC staff for months of hard work and analysis. First, we proposed important amendments to ensure that our rules prevent rather than enable insider trading. I'm pleased to support proposed reforms 10b5-1 trading plans. Next, we considered amendments related to stock buybacks, which have increased exponentially in recent years. This is all just guidance for the SEC internally. Today's proposal would increase transparency around buybacks for investors and the markets. We also considered key reforms designed to further enhance the resilience and transparency of money market funds, and I look forward to public input as we refine the money market fund regulatory framework. In standing up of our security-based swap regime, it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest with you, but I'm pleased to support proposals for tailored anti-fraud and anti-manipulation rules, large position monitoring, and support for the COO of swap entities. And finally, I'm pleased to support a budget that will help the PCAOB renew its commitment to robust enforcement and inspections, expeditious standard setting, and active stakeholder outreach. All right, so that was a little basis, guys, that we needed. We needed that little basis for what is about to showcase itself here. XRP holders, SEC v. Ripple. These are the facts, and they are not in dispute. And then John Deaton obviously goes on here in a little bit of a rant about all the different situations that basically happened during the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit and how everything came about, and the quote-unquote insider trading slash, I guess, personal benefit that William Hinman or Jay Clayton could have gotten from it. And Nicola here actually states, rightfully so, John, it's clear that we're in violation of 5 CFR paragraph 2635.702, use of public office for private gain. Why has this not been pursued, and why? Well, at least my own perception of this, and again, guys, I am not a legal advisor, this is my own perception, is this is actually a key turning point. And the people haven't thought about this is really interesting as well. Because if All right, think about this really properly. Guys, make sure you press that like button right now. We are at only 10 likes. Make sure you get that one up there. If Bill Hinman made his speech with the intent of it being an SEC speech, he was just doing his job. He's doing exactly his job, advising the people on what is right, what is wrong. If he gave a suggestive speech, which was not out of the position of an SEC official, but out of his own, yet people with ordinary intelligence would see it as a person of status saying this, with authority saying this, and he got personal gain off of this specific statement, well, then you can't say it's just for your job, right? Because it's the same thing as the president, for example. All of a sudden, let's say a hypothetical president with a lot of hotels, all of a sudden saying, you know what, hotels, they shouldn't pay tax anymore. It's the best sector out there. It really is. And then saying, oh yeah, but it's just my own personal opinion. But then as a president, I mean, it comes across, and you could kind of fetch that a little bit further, right? Where that would, for example, potentially increase the stock of that specific thing. And that's, I guess, also what's kind of happening with the William Hinman thing here, at least as far as I now can understand. It like is 1 + 1. It makes a lot of sense to me that this is this is something I hadn't thought about before, but I didn't know there were any like specific rules to that. And I guess John Dean has now been trying to uncover every single thing. Here's the full document. One of the difficult parts, I guess, right there is that it's a lot of legal jargon, but it's the use of public office for private gain. He's sharing that. The speech was intended to express my own personal views. To the best of my knowledge, the Commission had not taken at the time, and still has not taken any position or expressed a view as to whether offers and sales of Ether constituted offers and sales of securities. You can't use the public office for private gain. An employee shall not use this public office for his own private gain, for the endorsement of any product, which they kind of did, service or enterprise, or for the private gain of friends, relatives, or persons with whom the employee is affiliated, which again might be the law firm that he was working for, or at least afterwards really quickly. His firm was a member of the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. The EEA is a member-led industry organization whose objective is to drive the use of enterprise Ethereum and mainnet Ethereum blockchain technology as an open standard to empower all enterprises. Hinman collected $15 million while at the SEC. He claims it was retirement benefits, but he unretired immediately, going back to Simpson Thatcher after leaving the SEC. Even if it was strictly retirement benefits, his speech benefited his firm and his clients. So if the law has always been crystal clear, as Jay Clayton and Gary Gensler are saying, then there was no reason for Hinman to give the speech declaring Ether a non-security, in his opinion. The SEC claims his speech had nothing to do with the SEC guidance. By the way, I don't know if you guys can hear those crazy cars outside. Yeah, in Dubai here, I guess it's a fun part and a really annoying part, because the first couple of, let's say first 100 times, it's like, wow, cool cars, cool Rolls Royces, cool Lamborghinis, and after a little while, it's like, oh, there we go again, messing up my recording with all that crazy sound. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it though. All right, the doors and windows are closed, by the way. Damn, that's great. The SEC claims his speech has nothing to do with the SEC guidance to the markets. Hinman might want to seek counsel. Ooh, right? That is an interesting one. So again, I'm not too sure how they're going to take this one, but I do believe this is quite relevant in the sense that right now they're investigating the SEC. I do wonder how far they're going to take this, as to me it's really peculiar. Sparta says, there's no way the SEC can ever be trusted again. I'm on the same line here. I don't think that people can look at the SEC the same way after what they've done throughout this crypto suit here and everything like that. I'm saying this was full understanding that most people didn't trust it to begin with, but now, not a chance. SEC enema, 100% necessary. I don't know about that one. I just know about the fact that the SEC should stay within their lane. And what they're doing with crypto right now, I don't think is right, because there's too much personal gain to be gotten. There's too many benefits. And Gary Gensler, for example, he has an interesting stance on crypto, which doesn't reflect public interest, I would say. When a person is appointed a leadership role who is really contrarian to what the people who he's protecting or ruling over basically want, you're not going to get a good organization. You know, you're not going to get a good partnership. You're not going to get good results that the people would want instead of what the organization, I guess, builds. And so from that perspective, I do think we should indeed get some sort of change going, or at least get some, yeah, here we go with the cars again, or just get some, I guess, other, maybe like the CFTC or something like that, to come in and say, hey, you know what you're doing here doesn't make no sense. Let's kind of work on this together to create some rules that benefit everybody or that are just logical. I don't know. I even keep thinking about the fact that the SEC hasn't made rules in all those years, and what for, though? You can only kind of keep coming back to either it could be personal benefit or what, because if they say it's clear, yet nobody thinks so, what's the point of it being clear then if nobody understands? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? If the SEC says, hey, but these rules are all really clear, yet even Coinbase, Ripple, and all those guys come out and say, oh, no, it's not. You have some multi-billion-dollar companies saying, it ain't that clear to us. Then what are you doing? What are we talking about here, guys? It's like, it doesn't make no sense to me that no other government agency in that sense, I guess a couple have started to investigate, huh? We're like, this makes no sense. We should investigate. No, but they're all like, it's so strange, guys. It's so strange. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream right now, you're watching, make sure you press that like button. I know the majority of you guys probably didn't get a notification, but still, it's always fun to see you guys in the chat box. I'm seeing if I also shared it over in my alerts here. Oh, no, I didn't share the stream in my alerts as well. Let me quickly share it so people can actually also tune in from there. There we go. All right. Let's see what else. Yeah, like you guys are saying, accountability is absolutely necessary. No way around this one, lads. Yeah, I think so too. I'm on the same page at least. Now we have another thing. Clayton's Wall Street Journal op-ed is simply unbelievable. Clayton's audacity is truly staggering. As you read his WSJ article, consider the following. Senator Mike Crapo wrote a letter to both the OCC, Office of the Controller of the Currency, and to Clayton, while at the SEC seeking clarity regarding crypto payments. Senator Crapo, which is a nice name, stated that the different government agencies needed clear rules that do not stifle American innovation. Now, 2 weeks prior to the SEC enforcement action against Ripple, several U.S. congressmen wrote a letter to the SEC asking for regulatory clarity. The Washington Examiner publicized an investigative piece on the issue of the United States losing the blockchain technology war to China because of enormous uncertainty and because Clayton and the SEC refused to provide the necessary clarity. This article was published stating that cryptocurrencies is at the forefront of not just finance, but even national security, what Clayton is now claiming. And that's actually a fun part because I think I covered yesterday with the Bank of England and even I think, who was it now? Was it the Fed? Or who was it? I'm not exactly sure who it was anymore. We're all claiming, nah, crypto's not really going to be that big of an issue. Let me quickly change something up here as well. There we go. So that's actually a funny contrast right there, at least I find. And the article stated that the U.S. intelligence community was raising concerns about the CCP's influence over digital currencies, and the article was concerned about the CCP's influence at the SEC under Clayton. The director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, wrote a letter directed at Clayton in early November 2020, stating crypto and CBDCs are all being drawn into a multi-front global competition. He wrote that the competition was against Beijing for leading. You can go on like this for a little while here, by the way, guys. I actually read it already up front. I'm thinking now it's actually ridiculously long, just letting you guys know about that. And I'm also thinking maybe it's not the best stuff to actually cover like that over on YouTube. However, we understand the contrast right here, right? We understand the contrast and the fact that we want clear rules. I'm actually kind of backing out right now. I don't want to cover this. I don't know. Make sure you check out it over on Twitter. I'm just going to share it over on there because I'm thinking it's a little bit scary to actually cover all this speculation like that because I cherish my channel, you know, guys. And you got to be careful nowadays, man. So, of course, Brad Garling has also came out to say, Siri, play Ironic by Alanis Morissette, because there's just a fun contrast. It says right here, the U.S. needs to act fast to preserve its advantage in the tokenization of our financial infrastructure. And people are just calling out that he's like on two sides of things. It's just Jay Clayton doesn't make any sense. On one hand, he's like, yeah, we need to really adopt quickly. We need to go at some. And then he's like, no, we don't. It's like, what in the world are you talking about? Regarding the XP price, because let's, I guess, go over into that section right now. We're playing ping pong. That's the best I can make of it. We are playing ping pong. You guys can clearly see, what did we hit just now? Let's actually see it yesterday, right? So I told you guys we were bouncing off of this little area time and time again. This is what we talked about yesterday. So what happened, though, is right after we bounced, we came right back down to the support level at about 80 cents or so. You can see I didn't draw anything like this in today. This is all from earlier. We bounced, came right back up to the area, and came right back down. We are playing ping pong, everybody. We literally are. There's no other way around it. It shows itself. It's really funny. And so what I shared over on Twitter a little bit earlier was potentially it actually has to do with some Fed FUD again, because the stock market was going down a little bit again throughout the last night and whatnot. So I'm thinking maybe that's what also caused crypto to kind of fall back down in this exact same sense because of FUD in the Fed and stuff like that. Then again, if we look at the real numbers here, XP to perfect bounce, we're still kind of continuing on that little front, where again, XP had the last bounce about the 15th. Let's quickly come back to Bybit here. Bybit is the exchange I use, by the way. Make sure you check that one out. There's a link down below. We had a perfect little bounce, the 15th right there, before coming back to the area, before bouncing again. You can see the ping pong that's being played right there. But let's not continue on with only XRP. Bitcoin is having the exact same situation where we bounced off of this resistance level that we talked about a couple of times on the channel already at about 49.some thousand. And again, guys, we want to get above quite a couple of different levels to actually start building here. The most important and prevalent one being above $53,000 for Bitcoin. Right now, however, we are bouncing most likely back off the 0.236 Fibonacci here in the short term for Bitcoin. At least that's my thought process here. And it's just ping pong yet again. I don't know what else to tell you guys except for we're coming along these lines quite nicely. We're seeing a little bit of a channel towards the downside for Bitcoin, but I don't think that will last too long, as I do think we'll have a breakout towards the upside in the short to medium term. I also do still believe we're going to end this year a little bit more positive than we are at currently. Then again, I am more bullish about XRP, to be completely open and honest with you. So XRP, I told you guys XP to BTC is going to break out on the XP to BTC pair. The only problem is we didn't get a breakout the way I wanted it with a confirming candle. We actually had a non-confirming candle, which means we had the breakout candle right here and then a negative one. So I probably wouldn't have bought in like crazy on this one, but it is still going bullish in the way that we expected it to. And so right now is just to kind of build from here on forward, basically. We need to start building, and get XP to BTC up there. Because, of course, people are noticing the uncertainties and unlogicalities, whatever, in the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. And I keep telling you guys, XP is relatively really undervalued. And so that people are buying it right now, it's just logical common sense. That they're getting rid of some Bitcoin to get some XRP is also logical sense because, well, there's a really high chance that XP will still do times 10, regardless of what happens in the next year, regardless of bear or bull market. And if it's a really bear market, well, Bitcoin is most likely going down or something along those lines, right? So it just makes logical sense to me that people are really going for XRP from a certain perspective right now. At least it just sounds really logical to me, guys. I don't know how else to explain it to you. All right, and then I also saw this about Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink is actually one of the coins that is, in my opinion as well, pretty undervalued. I've shared this multiple times on the channel, but if we take a look at it right now, I don't think the price, just price action is most important thing to cover here. I honestly think one of the most important things to cover about Chainlink and for Chainlink is literally what it does in the crypto ecosystem. It is the fundamental blocks of DeFi, and the fact that right now it's below 20 bucks, it doesn't make any sense. And then again, we can kind of look at this pattern here to see where we're most likely bouncing from here. A very important support at about 17 or so, $17.50 that we're bouncing from. I do believe we'll follow along with this pattern. Again, you guys know the little bouncing that we keep doing, huh? Let's see how this can continue on for Chainlink here as well, as I'm assuming these fib levels are not going to hold too dearly for Chainlink, to be honest with you. I think it's mostly going to be the more important levels, like right here, the support / resistance, like here for about 2090. You can see here we got 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4 bounce. I think that's going to be more important for Chainlink respectively. And I also saw some else. Let me quickly see where that was. I also saw that VeChain is one coin that you guys often ask me about in the comment section. And one of the most important things to say about VeChain as it currently stands is, guys, it's one, where is it? Here we go, 29. It's one coin that right now has gone down drastically. I think it's like, yeah, we have 226% to go to all-time high. But there's one thing you got to remember, guys. VeChain is one coin that has literally the best partnerships in crypto. And if you guys don't understand what I mean with that, it's basically set itself up for months now. For months and months and months and months. It's set itself up. For years even. It's got some of the most major partnerships over in China, but also around the entire world. And they got some official government connections with China. They're not going to be going away. VeChain, I know, is really low in the rankings relatively to some of the coins we cover on here. But guys, this coin is just so absolutely amazing. It's got such a huge amount of my money in it because I do honestly believe it's going to see dollars in the near future. It's not going to be too long before this coin is going to finally get the appreciation that it deserves. It's literally a top tier crypto. It is amazing if you ask me. Now, in regards to some crypto news, I saw this. Top headlines, U.S. Fed signals rate hikes. IMF speaks on crypto ban idea. It was the IMF that talked about a crypto ban idea, but it's usually not that severe. I also saw Ben Armstrong shared this. Bitcoin price on this day. Makes you think again about how we should see crypto relatively, in the sense that if we look year on year, there's one little outlier right there, but generally speaking, it's an upwards direction. So even if we see, for example, the next year is down, most likely the year afterwards will be another crazy hike. And again, you know, one of the fun things is, guys, relatively, $80,000 per Bitcoin doesn't really seem like that crazy of an idea anymore. When back in 2017, it was the craziest thing, right? It's funny how that thing's changed. Like right now, it's like people are expecting $1 million for Bitcoin, $100,000 is like a base layer. When in reality, still if we get to 80,000, it's crazy for the Bitcoin price. It's crazy high. And last but not least, guys, make sure you check out Bybit. A link is down below because right now we are investing in as many of these coins as possible. Right now we have 2 more days to get into it. So make sure you check out the link down below for Bybit. It's just we need BIT. Just make an account on Bybit. Check it out. Check out these IZI things and whatever on the launchpad. And I think that was it for today's little stream. I have more videos coming out later today, guys. I do not have that much time right now to go really, really deep into all this stuff. But I'll do another small summary a little bit later on everything that we covered here. All right, so don't worry about it. I got you. You guys know already, I got you. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more of these updates, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.